Alright, it's Roger with igadgetgeek.com. Today I have a case review for you from Alumacase. It is the Gloss Inferno Orange. As you can see, here's the packaging. And I'd like to thank everyone over there at Alumacase for sending this out to me for review. So you can see, here's the packaging. It has their big A logo. Let's see if I can get this on camera. Within that logo, there's little carbon fiber underneath the A. So it's a nice looking logo. And there on the back is for the iPhone 4, has their website, alumacase.com. So let's go ahead and take it open and get the case itself out. So we have the Gloss Inferno Orange. So you can see here, comes with a little insert that's got your Allen wrench tool. Doesn't come with any extra screws or anything. It has the 2 screws needed. There on the side of the case has their logo. Nice orange, real high gloss finish. It feels almost like it has kind of a glossy plastic coat over the aluminum finish. It's very bright orange, very nice finish to it, real smooth. There's no sharp edges to it or anything. So you have the 2 screws that hold this case together. So all you have to do is just unscrew these 2 Allen screws that are down inside of the case. So go ahead and stick the tool in there and unscrew these, and we'll get it on the iPhone. Pretty straightforward. This is the first aluminum case I've done that's only had the 2 screws to hold it on in this particular fashion. It's kind of neat. The whole case, basically it's 2 pieces. You have the top 2/3 is one big U, and then you have the very bottom piece that goes on as well. So to put this on is pretty straightforward. As you can see, there's the cutout for your vibrate and silent switch and your volume up and down. So you'll just slide that on your iPhone 4. Now my particular iPhone 4, as you can see here, it has a carbon fiber wrap around the sides, and I haven't had any problems. Now I had the carbon fiber on the front and on the back. Now on the front I had a screen shield and then the carbon fiber, and it presented to be a little too thick for this case, so I removed the carbon fiber but left the screen shield. As you can see there, I have a screen protector on. In this case, I don't have any problems with sliding on with the carbon fiber skin on the back and the screen protector on the front. And then you just take this bottom piece and it slides on the same, and then you just put the screws in. What I find works the best is if you tighten both of the screws down most of the way, and then you line everything up for when you tighten them down completely. It's not real hard to put this case on and off. It goes on pretty easy. Go ahead and get these screws tightened up. Now one of the things I like to do, if you look here, there'll be a little bit of play in this case before it's tightened up. What I like to do is just make sure I have all my edges lined up and then tighten it down the rest of the way. And don't over tighten it. You don't want to strip out those screws or mess up the Allen wrench that's provided. So you just take your time, don't be in a big hurry, and there we go. We've got it all the way on. So you say it's real nice finish. These edges here where they meet is a nice smooth lip. There's not really any pieces sticking out or anything. Let's go ahead and take a look around. On this side here you can see their logo, Alumacase. So you can see there you have your volume up and down and your silent switch. On the very top you have a nice large cutout for your headphone and your secondary microphone and your sleep-wake button. This side, which is one of my favorite, the SIM tray is covered up. I'm not a big fan of the aluminum cases that expose the SIM tray. Most people don't switch out their SIM card very often, if ever. So I like the fact that they're covered up and hidden. And now on the very bottom, you have one huge cutout here, one big long cutout for your 30-pin connector, your speaker, and your microphone. Now I've used the factory 30-pin dock connector, hadn't had any problems. Now I have not tried any aftermarket, but it's a pretty large opening as you can see here, so you probably shouldn't have too much of a problem unless you just have a really large aftermarket connector. As you can see here, it does have a bit of a lip, so you could lay it down on the table and your screen will be protected. You also have a bit of a lip on the back. It's not a huge amount, but there's a bit of a lip there. Now if you can see on here, The case itself, the other aluminum cases that I've reviewed, the aluminum stopped at that plastic edge on the glass. This case actually sits, let me get my camera to zoom in here, it actually sits over the glass. So it's actually sitting on top of that carbon fiber skin. And on the front here, let me zoom in, see if I can get a good picture of it for you. It's actually sitting on the screen protector. But I haven't had any problems with it bubbling. You just take your time putting it on. See there, I don't have any problems with it bubbling or anything. And your buttons are real responsive. No problems there clicking your sleep-wake button. So you can see there. And on the sides too, they're very responsive. No problems there with your volume up and down. And there too, you know, your silent switch, real easy to get to. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to splice in a video I've done of the before the case was put on, my Wi-Fi strength, my GPS lock, and my 3G signal. And then I'll do this test again with the case on and give you the difference. Here's my test video without a case. As you can see here, I have 3 signal bars on 3G. Let's go ahead and open the map. And it'll go ahead and find our location. Takes it just a moment. And there we are. We have found our location. We'll go ahead and we'll turn on the Wi-Fi. Let that turn on. As you can see there, we have 3 bars on the Wi-Fi, and now we've gone up to 4 bars on the 3G. So every now and again you'll see it fluctuates from 3 or 4 bars on my 3G. See there, down to 3. So that's pretty common at home to get between 3 and 4 bars, and I usually, there I have all 3 of my Wi-Fi. So we'll see what it does after the case is on. Okay, see, I've got the case on, so we're going to go ahead and test my signal strength. As you can see here, let me zoom it in. I have got 3 bars on 3G. Now before I had 3 to 4 bars. Kind of fluctuates a bar, which is pretty given. As you can see here, I have 3. Now at home I normally get around 3 bars. That's pretty average. Now we'll go ahead and turn my Wi-Fi on, and we'll see if it's diminished my Wi-Fi at all. So you can see there, it looks like I've got 2 bars of my 3, so it looks like it's hurt my Wi-Fi a bit, but that's not a problem at all. GPS, one thing I have noticed about my GPS is it does take a bit longer for my GPS to lock. It will lock onto my location. It just tends to take about twice as long as it did before the case was on. So depending on how much you use your GPS, this may or may not be an issue for you. For me, it's a non-issue. It still locks on. Now, mind you, I'm in my house, so it always takes a little bit longer for my GPS to lock on. Outside, it's very quick. So all in all, it's a very nice case from Alumacase. And again, I'd like to thank them over there at Alumacase for sending this out to me for review. I'm going to be having a giveaway for this case. The winner will win this Inferno orange case from Alumacase. There's 2 things you'll have to do to win this case. First is you'll have to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Go to my website. There's a link in the description. Once you go to my website, go to the section of reviews. In the review section, you'll find a post about this video review. Under that post, leave a comment. In that comment, use the same username you use on YouTube. Once you do those 2 things, you will win the case. Now today is the 13th of January, and I will give this case away on February 11th. On February 11th, if you go to my website on that post about this case, the winner's name will be listed. So good luck to everybody. Again, this has been Roger with iGadgetGeek.